Open never. For tuning in. All right. Okay, I think I fit in here today. Do up for tuning in, Shantris Banika. All right, well, welcome to tonight's edition of Ancient African Adorations. This is a special edition because it's not one of the Unitarian holy days. Usually, we are coming together for one of the holy days, one of the calendar put out by the Temple of Moon, one of the traditional Egyptian holy days calendars. However, when I first started this series back in 2020, I actually started shortly before COVID, and then I went to Kemet, and while I was in Kemet is when COVID really hit. And back then, I was just choosing different topics, not necessarily. I didn't really follow this calendar. I had one, but I wasn't using it. I'm just rearranging this microphone. Yeah. And so in 2020, in March, I did a concert called the Breath Concert because coronavirus was the big thing. And I wanted to have a concert that dealt with corona wellness. So I think I had one that was called the Purification Concert. And then I had this one called the Breath Concert. And the Breath Concert, I had found different teachings about the breath or breathing. And then, like I usually do, I put it to music. So that's what's happening tonight. Not sure if YouTube is working or not. I hope so. What does it say? Connectivity is unstable. Try plugging into your router and moving closer to it. Okay. Well, can't do that. and if you want to follow along with the presentation, I have the link here. Open never. Play some music, it'll help the algorithm. Okay. I'm just giving the introduction, but you're right. Play some music, help the algorithm. Okay. So I just wanted to give the link. If you want to follow along, it's tachia.com/the-breath-concert-2022. All right, so this person says, let's start with the music. Okay. I'll start with the opening prayers. Oh, Anpu, open her ways. Oh, Anpu, open her ways. Remove obstacles in my success. In wise perspectives. Oh, Anpu, open her ways. Oh, Anpu, open her ways. Lead souls in their ways. To know the difference between real and unreal. Oh, Anpu, open her ways. Oh, I could walk the ways, mesh between heaven and hell. Days black as night, golden as the day. Weekly walk by night by day. Oh, I could open the ways. Oh, I could open the ways. May I with the eyes firm, so that I can stand upon them. Oh, I could open the ways. Oh, I could open the ways. I walked up in the waters, where unto washed himself, where he was the officer of the lumber and the integer. Oh, I blew over the ways. Oh, I blew over the ways. My lips are the lips of Apu. 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 And the opening prayer from the devotional book, with the translation. Offering is given to the Supreme Divinity, and to Ankh prepare the traveler well. Open the ways, Lord of the sacred land. The spoken offering is 1,000 beef complete maleness and 1,000 geese complete femaleness. This causes the divine to make mature speech and enlightened being. Happiness unetera, Anku what Natasha Pakeru Kakape, Sineter Adi Makeru, Oteptiness unetera. Anpu what Neptaja Semper Gedu, Kaka Sineta Adi Makedu, Olepdine Sunetera, Anpu what Neptaja Semper Gedu, Kaka Sineta Adi Makedu, Otepdine Sunetera, Anpu what Neptaja Semper Gedu, Kaka Sinetrani Makeru. All right, next we have let's do the leaders. Never, the all-encompassing, all-embracing, all-in-all spirit who came forth as a cosmic force of Kepra, the creator of the goddesses, which are the cosmic forces, and then came forth as a form of human as a song. And this is one of the chants to be offered before reading from Prima Root. Om Jagabra Saro, Om Jagabra Saro, Om Jagabra Saro, Om Jagabra Saro, Om Jagabra Saro. This is wonderful instrument, the Ghanaian harp, the Sakurua, which was handmade by Louis Africa in Ghana. And you can find Louis Africa on YouTube and Facebook. Thank you for all the likes and helping other people find out about this program. Okay, next we have Prayer 8 from the Book of Coming Forth by Jade. Read the translation. Adorations to Ra when he rises in horizon eastern. Homage to Ra coming forth as Kepler. Kepler, creator of gods and goddesses. Rising, be shining, lighting up thy mother. Rising as Lord, King of the gods and goddesses. Your mother Nut does an act of worship to you with both arms. When the western horizon receives thee in peace, and Ma'at embraces thee at the double season perennial. Do I care to on the chairs rock ATM any neck move, dude, I am getting meaning. Wonder when my dad do my undertime. Do I care to believe if I can? I'm a dead dog, ATM Capra. Capra, I came on. Okay, you can make us okay. ATM to 10 that I do. Getting neck move to I am getting I'm doing my tap to my other time. Do what I can to whenever my kitchen. On the test, I can't you can put on. But I came on that to do. Okay, you've been that's okay. At the end, so that I do. Any neck, anything. I knew it would happen to my time. That is one of my favorite tunes. That's an adaptation of the melody taught to us by Saved by Ma, Dr. Wanda Ashby, also Urgata. And then it's just like a variation. Thank you so much for sending the roses and the hearts. It's really nice to see. Having some tea. This is Dandelion Green Tea. And it's so funny because it was April 10th, and I thought that by now I would be picking dandelions. You know, I normally pick dandelions for tea. And it snowed the other day. I don't think dandelions are coming out in April. I don't think they're gonna make it this month. Okay, so now that was in honor of Ra. It's not the sunrise, but Ra, because like I said at the beginning, when I first did this breath concert, it was for the coronavirus, for corona wellness, excuse me. So that's for the Ra and the corona Ra. And the term Mimi is an act of worship shown by the Mimi energy flowing through the hands of the god or goddess during purification rituals or in adorations or making art. Like right now, this is how we say greeting or tep or dua. There's actually energy coming out of my hands. And they actually say that the left hand receives energy or collects energy and the right hand sends energy. But anyway, this is about the Nini energy. And yeah. And this chant came to me when I was in Kemet in 2020, because there was a place where there was an image of Sekhmet and Net, like facing each other. And there was a royal personality between them, and they both had their hands out like this. And they had little like ankhs or little symbols for energy, like like the symbol for queer waves. And they were like sending energy to the person. And so this chant came to me, and it just means adorations to Sekhmet, adorations to Goddess Net, Om Indej Hanam Nini. Indej is the word for protection, and Nini is energy. And so all of these offerings today have to do with the breath, or the energy that's contained in the breath. For a moment, I felt like I was in Kemet in the temple. This was at the temple of Sar in Abigail that I saw the images, and I can. And if you want to follow along, I'm at tachia.com slash no tachia.com dash these tachia.com slash the dash breath dash concert dash 2022. And I have I don't have the translations, but I have the words that I'm changing. I'm never going to have the offering for SAR. Oh, I know I forgot something. On the translation. Okay, be right back. I will make it. I think it's in the book of readings. Yeah, I think I had that this pen. I know it's in this one. I don't know what's in that one. Okay, so I'm reading the translation from the Peru compiled by Dr. Money Ashby, and the chants you're supposed to offer before reading from the Peru. Do a recant. Thank you. Oh, thank you for the hearts and the roses. Ooh. Okay, the translation is Adorations to Asar, over divinity great, personality in the heart of Abdu, the city of God, King of eternity, Lord forever, traveling for eternities, in four HT, Son, primary, body of Newt, engendered by Gil, Master, Lord of the Yeret crown, exalted by crown, Prince of gods and goddesses and people. I remember when we were reading about Asar in particular, or all the nectars, but especially Asar, because Asar is the soul. So we're reading about us. We're studying our journey. Because Asar is the universal soul. And this Hekau is learned from Sayyid Ma. His version, and his version has only the first verse, and this version has all three verses. And I just play like this. You are supernatural, parababu, suitin hey, merketa, sebebi hey. You are supernatural. You are supernatural. You are sorry, and I am started. God's news, rooted in yeah, our past yeah. You are sorry, on the fire natural. You are sorry, on the fire natural. You are sorry, who are it tonight. Let the room take glory to us, glory to us, glory to us, glory to us, the great God within us, glory to us, glory to us, glory to us, glory to us, the great God within us. That's second verse of the ending we learned from Uobratam also. Uobratam. So now we're going to move into the wisdom teachings. And I didn't find a whole lot on the best when I looked, online, like I usually do with Wikipedia or other websites, because actually the teachings that I've chosen from the breath, a lot of them come from the Book of Breathings, which was written by Jude or Thoth Hermes. So most of the teachings presented this evening are actually from the Book of Breathings. Sounds like my neighbor's having a Right, so we have the Tree of Life, page 249, and this book is by Emma. So, um, God created the universe by thought, movement, breath, and causing vibrations in that primordial ocean of his own consciousness by uttering sound. Sound is the medium by which God ordains what happens in creation from its inception to its end. The word manifests through the power and faculty of speech. Therefore, speech is related to cosmic consciousness and the ability to create in the world of time and space, as well as in the astral realm. In the same manner, a human being can create his or her world according to the desire of the heart. And we're taught that everything that we need is contained in the breath. Thus, just as a human being must breathe air in order to sustain life, this entire universe must receive the breath of life from the divine in order to be sustained. However, ordinary human beings, that is ignorant masses, only know of the physical air that sustains the physical body. A spiritual aspirant seeks to breathe the air which sustains the elevated states of consciousness that are above the waking state of consciousness. So it's like in the Aryan resurrection, yeah, page 106 and 108, verses 62 and 67. So in this reading, this is taken from, oh, it goes to scroll. Sometimes the cursor just goes nuts. I don't know why it does it. It doesn't do it all the time. Okay. This reading is taken from the time when Eru is asking his other gods, Aset, some questions about life on Earth. And okay, verse 62. Such was all-knowing Jehudi, saw all things, and seeing, understood, and understanding had the power both to disclose and to give explanation. For what he knew, he engraved on stone. Yet though he engraved them onto stone, he hid them mostly, keeping sure silence, though in speech, that every younger age cosmic time might see for them, and thus, with charge unto his kinsmen of the gods, to keep sure watch, he mounted to the stars. So this is why Jehudi wrote the book of readings. And the next part. Let's see this one. Thanks for tuning in. Reading a selection from the African Religion and for Assyrian Theology by Dr. Moy Ashby. This is the concept about the breath. And so, but the cursor is really weird. All right, my might have to leave it alone. Because I've had this way in a long time. Oh. All right. Here we go. It's going to work now, right? Okay. No, it's not quality. I just wish I knew what causes it to do this. All right, well, it's not cooperating, so we're just going to have to move on. See if it'll work outside the book. Nope, it's not working. Okay. All right. All right. I won't even stop. All right. We'll just have to move on. Okay. Sorry. No reading the book today. All right. We'll just on to the speech of Goddess Ascent. Ascent is the goddess that has power to bring people back to life, and divine intuition is what makes the way for our redemption and victory of the soul. Aset is a goddess of wisdom, divine intuition. She made a transformation from a human to goddess, and she left instructions for people who want to go through the same process. And so here is a translation of the speech of the goddess Aset. These words spoken by Goddess Aset. I come to you in your role as your protector. I blow from me to you the liberating and rejuvenating air from the north with fullness of consciousness, which cleanses your nose. To the nostrils for your body, this air comes in the form of the god Temu, who is in the north, which is the spirit essence of Ra, the source and sustenance of all life, and the successful completion of the spirit journey. I have collected the pieces of your throat for you so that you can breathe and live. I piece your throat back together and cleared obstructions to the air from Temu that conveys the vital life force. So now you have the capacity to experience unobstructed vitality. Now you do not have internal obstructions to existing as a conscious living being. I've given to you the capacity to exist in the form of a god, and in your presence I present to you your enemies, which have fallen under your feet. So now you do not have external obstructions to existing in your divine form. By doing these things, I, the goddess of intuition of wisdom, the embodiment of wisdom, have caused for you to have a divine state in heaven, over which you have power and dominion, and all the gods and goddesses behold you. Mary J and Oz, Unions, okay, enough you, if they can make it you, sure okay, pretend to you. Lady in the room, aka in the chair. Give to you, care to be care. Say my care, care must do on the taboo. You take us, are you insecure? When I can't fool, if I can make you, I'm sure I'm okay. Pretend to move, second I am okay. Idea of okay, alien I room, okay in the chair. Give to you care to be care. Say my peru, que you must do on the taboo. Never say ask, I am insecure. When I cannot fool, if I can make it too, and sure I'm okay. I'm in the mood, second I'm okay. Idea of okay, alien I own, okay in the chair. Do you care to be care. Say my quero, que you must do on the taboo. On the taboo. On the taboo. All right, so there was a term in that heka or that chant, nafu, and that's going to be coming up quite a bit. That's the word for to breathe. It means freedom. It means to breathe, and the hieroglyph for breathe is sail on a boat, a sail, and so it's kind of like a play on words. You know, the symbol for breathing is a sail, and the sail needs the air to go, and breathing is how how we go. We're just able to sustain our life, or our life is sustained. So that's nafu, and then I'm going to offer the 4 great truths of Challenger. I'm going to read through these translations from this book again. So these truths kind of summarize the spiritual practice, tradition, or philosophy of the Chant. Chao means hidden. Netra means divinity. We all have a hidden divinity, and these teachings can bring it out or bring it to you, so that it's no longer hidden from you. You can hide it from others, but you can't hide from yourself. Well, you shouldn't hide from yourself. It's a good idea. So here's the translation of the 4 great truths, and this will also have an explanation for the term nafu. The first one is the nature of the Supreme Being is one and alone, as Nebuchadnezzar manifesting everywhere and in all things in the form of gods and goddesses. Nebuchadnezzar means all-encompassing divinity, all-inclusive, all-embracing spirit, which pervades all and is the ultimate essence of all. This first truth unifies all expressions of community and religion. The second one, lack of righteousness brings fetters to the personality, and these fetters lead to ignorance of the divine. When a human being acts in ways that contradict the natural order of nature, negative qualities of the mind will develop within that person's personality. These are the afflictions of Set. Set is the necessary of egoism and selfishness. The afflictions of Set include anger, hatred, greed, lust, jealousy, envy, gluttony, dishonesty, hypocrisy, etc. So to be free from the fetters of Set, one must be free from the afflictions of Set. Number 3, devotion to the divine leads to freedom from the fetters of Set. To be liberated, not food, freedom to breathe. From the afflictions of Set, one must be devoted to the divine. Being devoted to the divine means living by Ma'at. Ma'at is a way of life that is purifying to the heart and beneficial for society as it promotes virtue and order. Living by Ma'at means practicing Shedi spiritual practices and disciplines. Uwashu means devotion, and the classic pose of adoring the divine is called Tua. That's from this. Standing or sitting with upraised hands facing outwards towards the image of the divinity. And finally, number 4, the practice of the Shedi disciplines leads to knowing oneself as a divine. This is called being true of speech. Doing Shedi means to study profoundly, to penetrate the mysteries, Shatout, and discover the nature of the divine. There have been several practices designed by the sages of ancient Kemet to facilitate this process of self-knowledge. These are the religious Shatout traditions and the Sema, Smayatawi yogic disciplines related to them that augment the spiritual practices. All the traditions relate the teachings of the gods, teachings of the sages by means of myths related to particular gods and goddesses. It is understood that all of these Nadu are related by brothers and sisters, having all emanated from the same source, the same supreme and divine parent, who is neither male nor female, but encompasses the totality of the two. So I have the lyrics there on the webpage, tachia.com/the-breath-concert-2022. And you could do it by calling response, you could sing along with me. And when I get to, recite it 4 times and get to the end, there's going to be a focus on the third one. Say what you say, not for inside you say, because it has the term of breath. And that's the nice concert is called the Breath Concert, has been presenting teachings that pertain to the breath. And the first time I did this particular concert was in 2020, right after Corona hit. And so this was part of my solution was Corona wellness. And so this was a spiritual way to cleanse the breath, the lungs, the nose, the nostrils. I'll tell you whenever shedding better do. On the odds we sound say amen. Say what you say, how blue side you say. I did share your cabin, okay. I'll tell you whenever shedding better do. On the odds we sound say amen. Say what you say, not food inside you say. I did shady back up in my head. I'll tell you whenever shedding better do. On odds we sound you say amen. Say what you say, not food inside you say. Shady Rakabin Market. Whoever said that I'm the odds we say what you say, not who inside you say. Shady Rakabin Market. Say what you say, not who inside you say. Say what you say, not who inside you say. Say what you say, not who inside you say. Say what you say, not who inside you say. Say what you say, not who inside you say. Say what you say, not who inside you say. Say what you say, not who inside you say. Say what you say, not who inside you say. Say not who. Say what you inside you say. Say what you say, not who inside you say. Say what you say, not who inside you say. Say what you say, not who inside you say. Say what you say, not who inside you say. Say what you say, not who inside you say. Say what you say, not who inside you say. Say what you say, not who inside you say. Devotion to the divine leads to freedom from the fetters of Set. And the term Nafu is symbolized by a sail on a sailboat, and it means freedom and it means to breathe. Because if you can't breathe, well, we're not going to go there right now. Devotion to the divine leads to freedom from the fetters of Set. What are the fetters of Set? The fetters of Set are traits of egoism, like ignorance, unrighteousness, impatience, gluttony, dishonesty, anger, frustration, jealousy, shyness, insecurity, lack of confidence, anything that lowers your vibration is a fetter of Set. And fetters of Set are symbolized as bandages over the mouth, and the mouth is a symbol for consciousness. It's all connected. Okay. And then I have a note here, the term say nafu, which is freedom to breathe. And then we have in English, I don't know where it comes from, that term snafu. It's like a mistake. Snafu, say nafu. I don't know. I'm always finding little connections like that. I know you say you should. They're right there in front of me. How can I not notice them? Okay. Next, we have a chant that I learned from Sebaja at Kemet University. You can learn more about them, or you can sign up for classes at EgyptianYoga.com. She's teaching a class on a breathing technique that Dr. Ashby Sebaja found at Luxor, the temple at Karnak in Luxor. And it's called the Joy Bliss Breathing Technique. So you're breathing in your divinity. And let's see how bad. Okay, so just digress. The practice involves a royal personality. Whenever you see in the hieroglyphs like a pharaoh or a pharaoh, the pharaoh is representing a royal personality. It's not just royalty, it's a person on the road to enlightenment. And with this practice, you offer up the things that you like and the things that you don't like to our moon, because we're not supposed to be attached. We're not supposed to have attachments. And so if there's something that you don't like, instead of dwelling on what you don't like about it and going in a downward spiral, you offer it to the divine. And something that you really like, instead of getting like all delusional and just like hyperactive and crazy, or addictive or obsessive, you offer that to the divine. And so here's a little definition of the technique. Joy, bliss, breathing, be the divinity. It's a blissful experience to breathe in divinity through the nostrils and experience the ecstasy of switching the awareness of ego personality to the fullness of my divine nature instead. So it's a technique for when you catch yourself, when you catch your egoism is trying to steer the boat, you can just switch your awareness instantly to your royal personality. And you make offerings to the moon to let go of your attachment. At the remembrance of Amun, located in the temple of Amun at Luxor in the Holy of Holies, this was discovered or remembered by Seba Ma on one of his visits there. And when you do this meditation technique, you're instructed to burn myrrh or have myrrh oil present. So the chant is Rest Your Charity K Nectar, and it's joy, bliss, greeting the divinity. Rest your charity K Nectar. 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 Well, that's a wake-up call for me. I haven't done that one in many moons. Let's get back to that one. There's so many practices and tools available to us. To help us keep our vibrations high, keep our hearts pure, our aura cleansed, our consciousness open, our ego sublimated, our intuition awakened, aligned with Ma'at. All the cosmic forces have a purpose, not a purpose. It's a force of nature. And when we keep up with the divinities, then we keep up with these forces, and that's what keeps our life flowing very well. All right, another term dealing with the breath is shu. Shu is the inner space. I think I had a little melody. Yeah. Shu is the inner space. Discover the connection between heaven and earth. Human interaction cannot take place without space and air. Shu is the inner space, yes, and it's also the force that raised up Nut from gaps what come between heaven and earth. So it's the inner space, and it's also the atmosphere, the inner space and the outer space, actually. And let's see, Atum Ra, sound like atom, created Shu and Tafnut, air and moisture. Atum Ra sneezed Shu into existence and spat out mucus, which spat out Tafnut and spit out moisture into existence. So I had a joke here. It was Corona wellness. I had here that common cold played a significant role in this creation myth. Ha ha ha. Okay. Page 128. So here is the Pradipuru Volume 3, the Book of Breathings. Well, it's chapters from the Book of Breathings. 2 chapters of Cosmic Mind, chapters from the Book of Breathings, chapters of the Mystic Path of Meditation for Discovering Absolute Being. And this is using the trilinear deciphering method of Sabai Ma, where it has the hieroglyph and then like the phonetic pronunciation, then the actual translation, and then the interpreted translation. It's not really interpreted, it's more like the path, because the third line is just a bunch of words, and it's not always in the same order that we use the way we see today. I really benefit from studying this way. Page 128. That's not one of the ones Oh, okay. All right, here is a reading on Shu. Space between gross and subtler aspects of creation and time and space. The air, the ethereal light from Ra, the solar creative spirit. The lion power is the male aspect. Nut is the female lion power. Breath is the nexus between what is physical and subtle. If breath were to be concentrated on allowing the mind to become as subtle as air and allowing the light of raw consciousness in air to accumulate in the metru or subtle channels of the ethereal body, it is possible to dissolve the illusory structure holding a separation, duality between earth and heaven, body and soul and spirit, etc., thereby reversing the seeming duality, upholding the appearance of physical existence separate from other forms of physical existence. In other words, separate objects appear to be independently existing items separate from each other and separate from oneself, and the separation between soul and spirit caused by the ego. All right, so now we can go to page 125 of this book of readings. And this is from the teaching number 11. Follower of Jehuti brings sweet wind to the nostrils. Shu, so tongue twister. Shu shines, cleansing and lightening light, and purifies the body. And this is from the Hymn to a Song for Papyrus. So I'm going to read the translation and then the musical rendition of the teachings. And it's really interesting how I came to do this concert tonight, because when I did it in 2020, I must have accidentally set up another one for 2022, and I said, "Oh well, that's odd. I'll do another one in 2022." So here we are. So here's the trance. But this song that's coming next is the one that I remember from 2 years ago. Like the other ones, I'd have to go back through and listen to the recording because they were born on the spot, And this one, for some reason, it's stuck with me this whole time, and I was really looking forward to this. So here's the translation. It is I who am in the following of God Jehuti, and therefore I am guided by the principle that he represents, intellect born of cosmic mind. I extend praises, exaltations, and my adorations for what is occurring through the deed of Lord Jehuti, of his bringing to me airs, atmosphere, that are sweet-smelling to the nose. This sweet-smelling air is life flowing from your personality, O Jehuti, and it is beautiful nasal perception in life that flows from knowing the wisdom of truth, immortality, and existence. It is northern, life-giving air coming out from within the God Temu, the cosmic force of creation and completion, accomplishment and conclusion of the function of your nostrils, which breathe the air of pure subtlety and luminous spirit consciousness. You are Lord of the exalted land, Kemet. He allows there to be illumination that comes from Shu, the ethereal light that emanates from Ra, the spirit, to make the skin, the casing of the personality, to light up for you, like heaven. And by his illuminating for you the spiritual path by means of the solar rays with which he destroys for you the unrighteousness that was in the limbs of the body, which are the organs of action. This cleansing illumination by means of fullness with the spirit will, luminosity through the breathing process, spirit will, creative words, luminous ethereal light, was accomplished through breathing the ethereal light of Shu, that is now governor of his mouth. Remember, mouth is the symbol for consciousness, and thus controls creative words, allowing unobstructed expansion in consciousness. So that is what this teaching is going to do for us, those of us on this broadcast and watching the replay, and anyone we share it with. And it doesn't stop just when this program is over, because all of my presentations have the intention that even after you're done singing, it keeps going, the universe keeps reverberating, keeps resonating, keeps vibrating, keeps activating, and keeps flowing. So it's got a lot of power packed into it. Here's images of Shu. Holding up Nut, separating the sky from the earth. To get them all on one page. So again, this is the book of breathings. Breathings number 11, page 125. Book of breathings, volume 3. I am in Shati and Jehuti. I go on my way to in the bed. I'm in the gate now. Let him every day on. Tear in the bed. Let your curtain down. Share it together. Cause it's a day. There's a good day. Say hey Jeff, can you want to care of the day? Good to Ari, how can you architect one? Are you Shamsi and your hoodie? I go on my reading the bed. On it if pain at home. Let your infected was in a cave. Let your curtain down. Charity. Hard to say I ever been true. There's a bad king. Say it's okay and one. The kids are okay. True to Ari, how can if she walked the wrong? I don't change your routine. I go on my reading the bed. I'm an African now. Legend African. What's in the Let your curtain down. Charity again. Try to say they rule. Every bend and true. There's a good decade. Say hey Jeff and K1 to get there again. You to Ari Happy, cause you are cool to Never Jeff. Never. Okay, I'm gonna read the I don't know if you have dogs, but sometimes when they're sleeping, they start running in their sleep. And so that's what that noise is. She's running in her sleep. Okay, so I'm going to read the literal translation so you can see the difference. It is I in following of Jehuti. Praise it is me indeed of his Lord, bringing of he to the airs, sweet of nose, fine life flow of person, be good, beautiful, northern air, wind coming out with incompletion. As to the nostrils, thine Lord, land exalted, gives he illumination of ethereal light. person's skin sign, causing light upheave for the path rays, destroy he for the unrighteousness as to body parts, thine through ethereal light, Captain mouth his creative words. Anyway, these are blessings and prayers and teachings for the breath. This is the breath concert. And in this tradition, it's not just the physical breath that we inhale, it's the spiritual breath. It's what's contained in the breath. That's what really sustains. This is not just, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen. They have a breakdown of the elements in the air. However, they don't have a breakdown of the spirituality contained in the air. And so these teachings are supposed to help us get all the benefits of breathing, not just the physical benefits. Okay. And so breathing 5, 7, and 8. Let's try to find them. Okay, so page 153. I'm going to read the translations first. 153. I guess after this, I'm going to have to. Okay. All right. I hope this will take too long. Page 153. Okay, so page 153. Teaching number 5. Amun beholds you and gives ear. Amun, the divinity of witnessing consciousness, turns attention to your personality and gives to it air. The God fashioner of physical creation, he molds your personality, works your body parts into golden perfection. Number 7. Amun provides breaths of life even while being dead and coughing. The God of witnessing consciousness possesses odorous air of life essence. Amun gives you the capacity to breathe even as you are in your coffin, lying there as a dead person. Now remember, in some teachings, when we're living on earth is when we're actually dead. So this is referring to us being able to breathe while we're in our coffin, our body, while we're in this crazy illusion, being able to remain conscious. And then number 8, doing the breathings of this book of breathings daily is a protective talisman. About this book of breathings, written by Lord Jehuti, the God who mystically represents the cosmic mind, the all-expansive capacity of divine thought that encompasses creation, is aware of and directs all creation. It is a talisman for you that safeguards you and your breathing as you breathe through it every day. Wow. I remember the first time I read that, I was like, I have to read this book every day. So I have these chants now. We just have to chant every day. Let's try with this harp. Today. Okay, this one. There we go. That's better. Amun Ra and K. Heri and K. Nafu Patahe. Bow how K. Amun Ra K. Heri and K. Nafu Putahan Bao Hao Ke Amusti Nafu Eno TFRK Zanzanuen Debuke Amusti Nafu Eno TFRK Zanzanuen Debuke Shai Zanzanu and Jehuti and Sauke Zanzanuke Yemesrane Shai Zanzanu and Jehuti and thou came, Zanzanuke, and Sarane. Let's take a moment to do some breathing. Just a few deep inhalations, allowing your abdominal area to expand. All the way through the chest, up to the first eye, crown of the head, hold it for a moment. And exhale, allowing your abdominal area to collapse, almost touching spine. Another deep inhalation. Hold it for a moment. And exhale. And one more. And exhale. Yeah, book of breathing. We gotta do a little breath work. Almost to the end. All right. So another term dealing with breathing and the lungs is the term SEMA. And SEMA, the hieroglyph, is represented by the union of two lungs and the trachea. So it looks like this, like that. Yeah. I've been working on doing the hieroglyphs for my Rakseki. So here's hieroglyph of the lungs and the trachea, which symbolizes the union of the higher self and the lower self leading to the one. And page 36. Probably going to have a symbol, image. Yeah. Page 37. Page 37. There's some symbols of SEMA, which is the union of the two lungs, the two lands, the higher and lower self, the union of the ego and the royal personality. So the word SEMA means yoga. So that is the word for yoga, is SEMA. People think of yoga, they think of India, but we have it here in Kemet long before it was in India. So SEMA is the word for yoga, the word for unity. Smai is the definition of upper and lower Kemet, upper and lower Egypt. And we have some Well, I already showed you the symbols. The theme of the arrangement of the symbols above is based on the idea that in mythological and philosophical forms, Egyptian mythology and philosophy merge with world mythology, philosophy, and religion. The hieroglyphic symbols at the very top of the page, know thyself, self-knowledge is the basis of all true knowledge, and abbreviated forms of my Tawi, signifying Egyptian yoga, etc., etc., etc. Oh, here we go. Heru and Set is another symbol of Sema. Heru and Set joined forces to tie up the symbol of union, Sema. The Sema symbol refers to the union of Upper Egypt, the lotus, and Lower Egypt, the papyrus, under one ruler, but also at a more subtle level, it refers to the union of one's higher self and lower self, Heru and Set, as well as the control of one's breath and life force through the union, the control of the lungs, the breathing organs. The character of Heru and Set are an integral part of the person in Heru. Okay. So Sema is an important word in this tradition. And then we have the chapter of Sema Power, the Egyptian yoga posture system, where you can find the different poses and breathing techniques and meditation techniques inscribed in the temples and on the papyri and coffin texts, etc. And when I was taking the level 2 certification training in March 2020, Dr. Ashby shared with us that the word conspiracy comes from conspire, which means to breathe together. And it was the phrase that changed the meaning of the word conspiracy in the 1400s. So the word conspiracy, which in today means something like, oh, or suspicious or alternative or, against the flow, against the mainstream, and most people don't take it serious or believe it, it actually means to breathe together. So then the term breathe together is Sema Nafu, right? Sema, unity, yoga, Nafu, breath. So Sema Nafu, conspiracy. And then Uwashu, which is the term for devotion, right? Actually, if you break it into two parts, Uwa is one and Shu is breath. So it means one breath or rhythmic breathing leading to the discovery of nature. So those are some words I put together. Another little chant. This is leading up to something. Oh, here it is. Sema Uwashu, Sema Nafu, 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 Uwashu. So conspiracy, Sema Nafu, means to breathe together as one. Breathing represents not just the physical breathing, but the spiritual, everything that's contained in the breath, everything that we receive in the breath. We receive instructions from the divine in our breath. We receive all the nutrients that we need for our spiritual essence. I'm not talking about physical, I'm about the spiritual. And the word conspiracy means to breathe together. So, and then Uwashu is devotion, but it also means one breath. Okay. Then I have another chant. Well, it's not. I have another chant. There's another chant for the flow. Let's see what the translation here. Because remember, like the speech of a set, she talked about not having any obstructions to our breathing or just to our life in general. So I'm going to open the way for our flow. So here's the translation. Again, from this wonderful prayer book. So the chant is Hetebdi Senetu Iri Metu Waj, and Metu has to do with the flow. An offering is made to propitiate that God may make the vascular system flourish. This is an invocation of health. So I have a little melody that I have. I have the translation here. Hetebdi Senetu Iri Metu Waj, Hetebdi Senetu Iri Metu Waj, Hetebdi Senetu Iri Metu Waj. FD, Senetu Iri Metu Waj, 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 so we actually decided that chant before we're going to eat our meal, because we want to have all the good vibes in whatever it is we're going to eat or consume or breathe. We want to have only the best vibrations coming into our self. And we have another very popular chant from the Temple of Shatametra. This one is for the goddess Ma'at. And I just finished recording this. It's going to be on my next CD. I should read the translation. So this is one we learned from Say by Ma, the goddess Ma'at. And And okay, so the first line, Ma'at Anku Ma'at, Ma'at is the source of life. Ma'at Nebutan, Ma'at is in everywhere you are. Kahina Ma'at, rise with Ma'at. Ankina Ma'at, live with Ma'at. Hasi Ma'at, join with Ma'at. Let every limb join with Ma'at. Let her guide your actions. Do Ma'at Nebutan, adorations to Goddess Ma'at, who is in everywhere you are. And then, like I did with the first song, I'm going to have a little focus on the Hasima Ma'at, which is join with Ma'at. We're talking about Sima, the unity. And then after this, we'll bring all those sections. And yes, this is the same melody as the Dura Kept. The Dura Kept song has three Dura Kept, Ma'at Anku Ma'at, and Light as Better. They're going to be all together in one. Ma'at Anku Ma'at, Ma'at Nebuten, Kahina Ma'at, Ankina Ma'at, Asina Ma'at, Dua Ma'at Nebuten. Ma'at Nebuten, Kahina Ma'at, Ankina Ma'at, Asima Ma'at, Dua Ma'at Nebuten. Join with my act. All right, so to close out this program, we're going to close it out with the Conspiracy Chant, which combines these lines from 3 other offerings dealing with the breath and oneness and unity. Say what you say now, who inside you said. Say what you say now, who inside you said. Say what you say now, who inside you said. Say what you say now, who inside you said. See my napu, what you 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 I see my mind, 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 I see my mind. Say wash you. Say now who inside you said. Say wash you. Say now who inside you said. Say wash you. Say now who inside you said. See my now wash you. 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 I see my mind. I see my mind. I see my mind. I see my mind. See my mind. See my mind. Yes, sir. Can't believe I waited 2 years to sing that song again. I gotta sing it more often. Yes, powerful medicine for the breath, for the physical breath and the spiritual breath. I know I said that was a closing song, but I actually have a closing song for the programs that I haven't been doing. So this is another one that came to me while I was in Kemet. We were walking. Oh no, we were in a little car. Well, what was it? Yeah, I guess it was a taxi. Yeah, one time we were in a carriage, and we're driving past the street called Nefertiti. And I said, Nefertiti, Nefer is beautiful. What is Titi? And Titi, he told me, means it's coming. Nefertiti means beauty is coming. So this chant is Om Hatep Titi. Hatep is supreme peace. The individuality is coming. So the peace we're seeking is coming. Let's see. Oh wait. How'd it go? you all so much for tuning in and staying till the end. Your presence is a gift to me, and I really enjoy doing these concerts, and I really appreciate you being here. If you'd like to learn more about these wisdom teachings, visit EgyptianYoga.com. And if you'd like to learn more about my music, go to Tachia.com. And music is available on many music platforms, including Spotify, YouTube, everywhere CD Baby goes, you can find this music. I'm working on a new CD right now. I'm so excited about it. If you'd like to order your own calendar, go to Temple of Amun and get your calendar there, which has the Nigerian holy days. It has the moon calendar, and the solstices and equinoxes. And I've also been following the serious sidereal calendar. I do a lot of knocking on wood. Put out by the Earth Center. We're in the month of Kepra on this system. And this one has the traditional 3 strengths of 10 days long. I don't call them weeks, I call them strengths. Plus the last month for Nut is only 5 days. And this coincides with the Mayan calendar, Mayan count, and the Nigerian calendar. And most indigenous calendars have 12 months and then a 13th month, which is only 5 to 7 days long. It's only the Western calendars that don't incorporate the precession of the equinox. They call it a leap year, and their calendar is not working. On the Nigerian calendar, this is the year 38,788. And then in July, when the Sirius rises, it'll be 38,789. And in the Sirius calendar from Mali, it is the year 421. But that's 421 years since the last great Helio rising. So we know they've been keeping that calendar for a very long time. I don't know when the last one was. I need to find out when was year 420 or year 0. When was the last Sirius star great Helio rising? It says here that this year of 365 days is the first quarter of the Renpet, the real year, which is 1,461 days, shown in the chart below. I'm really into calendars, obviously. Since I've been doing this with the ancient African Adorations in alignment with the Nigerian holy days, plus the Earth Center calendar, my life is experiencing or expressing an order that I have been seeking for over 35 years since I first came on this path of consciousness. So I'm really overjoyed, tickled at how well things are flowing since I've been following these 2 calendars. And let's see what's next. The next presentation from Osmotic for Divine Light Healing and Sweet Sounds is full moon. This is the pink moon. And we have the, what do I have here? The sun is in Pisces. So the moon will be in, what's that, Virgo? Subset of Pisces? Yeah. Yeah, sun, Pisces, moon, Virgo. Okay. So that will be at, the moon will be full at 1:55, so we'll probably start around 1:30. Then third quarter will be April 23rd at 6:56 a.m. That will be in honor of global grieving. We'll be celebrating the Pluto transit, which represents the dismantling of all these wicked corporations and institutions that just like crumbling right before our eyes. So it'll be a time to like release how you feel about letting go of attachments. Like if you're attached to these systems that are destined to fall apart. And so then we have the new moon. We have 2 new moons in April. And that's how we know that this calendar is off, because if there's 13 moons in a year, then there should be 13 suns. But for some reason, the Western calendar has 12 suns, 13 moons. It's all exciting. You have 2 full moons or 2 new moons in 1 month. But anyway, that will be on April 30th. The new moon's at 3:28 p.m. So we'll start at like 3:15. Then we have May 1st, the Spiral Dance Medicine Wheel for the middle of May. The next Ancient African Adorations presentation is April 19th, Festivity of Ra and his followers. April 21st, Feast of Goddess Wadjet. I don't have the times on here, but consult the calendar and repost it. And then on May 17th will be the next reggae music experience. This will be mid-spring music in May, reggae music experience. All right, so that's what's coming up for the Asmaji Temple of Divine Light, Healing, and Sweet Sounds and the Light Being Wellness Center. If you enjoy these presentations, you can make a contribution at $sign Ahmet El Maat on Cash App. And I have an assistant now to help me edit the clips of these presentations, so we can have like 1 to 3 minute segments. And back in December, when my phone was going berserk, I wasn't able to post any of the clips. So she's working on that now. So we can look forward to having, still many versions of these wonderful ancient African adorations, musical offerings of the wisdom teachings from Kemet. So do all for being here tonight, and I will see you very soon. I think the next one I said is April 16th. And I will do a purification concert. I did a breath concert, and I'll do a purification concert probably in May. Do a tap.